Dalton's atomic theory, right? Successfully explained. Here is 17th BPSC Civil Services PYQs. So the first question is what? Dalton's atomic theory successfully explained. First is law of conservation of mass. Second is law of constant composition. Third is law of radioactivity. And fourth is what? Law of multiple proportion. So the answer is what? 1, 2 and 4. Law of conservation of mass, law of constant compositions, and fourth is what? Law of multiple proportion, right? Second question is what? Which of the following is a technopolis, right? So here technopolis is what? Silicon Valley, London, Paris, Moscow. So the answer is Silicon Valley, right? So which of the following acid is secreted in the stomach? So first option is what? Sulfuric acid, nitric acid, phosphoric acid, and fourth one is hydrochloric acid. So the answer is hydrochloric acid. Which of the following ruler ruled Assam in the times of Harsha? So the answer is Bhaskar Varman, right? Fifth question is what here? When was the undersea cable based Chennai, Andaman and Nicobar CANI project inaugurated and dedicated to the nation, dedicated to the nation by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi? So it's 10th of August 2020. So the meter that is used to measure the distance moved by the vehicle is known as odometer. Seventh question is what? Which amendment to the constitution abolished the 2 seats that were reserved for the Anglo Indian community? So the answer is 104th. Which of the following port is an artificial port? So artificial port is what? Chennai. In April 2024, how many members of the UN Security Council either rejected or abstained from voting for the proposal to allow Palestine to become a full member of UN, right? So the answer is what? 3. Here next question is what? In the union budget speech for 2024 to 2025, which oil seeds were noted as not being covered under the goal of Atmanirbharta, that we called self-reliance for oil? So here is coconut, right? Okay, next question is what here? Sheikh Ahmad Abdullah Al Ahmad Al Sabah was obviously appointed as the new Prime Minister of which country in April 2024? So it's Kuwait. So match with the following contest here, that Ashtapradhan system of Maratha rulers, right? So the answer is what here? That A2 means what? Sachiva, in charge of correspondence. B1 is what? Peshwa here the Prime Minister, right? Okay, so here that first option is what? Sachiva, in charge of correspondence. Second is what? B1 is Peshwa, Prime Minister, right? C is what? Samant is what? For foreign minister. And D is what? Amatya is what here? Finance minister, right? So this is all about. Okay, next is for here that according to the Index of Industrial Production IIP data from the Ministry of Statistical and Program Implementation, which indices experienced significant growth in financial year 2023. So the answer is what here? Capital goods and infrastructure, oblique construction goods, right? Next question is what here? Heat transfer that does not require a medium is called radiation, right? So what type of rock is formed from cooling and solidification of lava? So it's igneous, right? 17th question is what here? That after election to the 18th Lok Sabha, who was appointed as the Union Minister of Textile in the Modi government? So the answer is Giriraj Singh, Begusarai. Next question is what? Which of the following human races inhabits in China, Mongolia and Japan? Answer is Mongoloid, right? So here, Chachnama was translated to Persian by Muhammad Ali bin Abu Bakr Kufi. Okay, next question is what? Which of the following represent, the suitable condition for the gases, liquefaction? It's low temperature and high pressure, right? Second option is what? Low temperature, low pressure, high temperature, high pressure, high temperature, low pressure. So the answer is low temperature and high pressure, right? So name the constituency, from the new Chief Minister of, Odisha, Mohan Charan Manjhi was elected in the, recent State Assembly election. So it's Koinjar, okay. To highlight the hardship faced by the peasant, Sahajanand Saraswati published which newspaper? So it's Lok Sangrah, right? So how many times do the hands of a clock coincide in a day? So obviously it's 22. Okay, which of the following is an iron ore? So iron ore is what here? Cinnabar, bauxite, limonite, or pyrite? So it's limonite, right? So who was the founder of Farzi movement? So it's Haji Sharitullah, right? So where was the top leader of Hamas? Ismail Haniyeh, assassinated on 31st July 2024, allegedly in an Israeli airstrike. So it's Iran. According to CRISIL, okay, that we called CRISI rating report, how much in the corporate bond market, expected to grow by financial year 2030 in India. So obviously it's 100 to 120 lakh crore, right? So following are the mountain ranges, of India. Here, the option is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the question, I will again repeat that following are the mountain range of India. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's here, Garo Hills, Nanda Devi, Kamet, and fourth one is what? K2. Next question is what? It's not a question, it's a direct answer what I've actually tried to make, that Vaishali has floriculture, right? Bhagalpur is silk textile. Third is what? Jamui is gold. Madhepura is rail coach factory, right? So next question is what? After remaining here neutral for almost 200 years, which one of the following countries officially joined the NATO in March 2024? So is Sweden, right? So here, which component of fertilizer is used for stimulating early growth purpose? So it's oxygen. Where Malik Kafur, also known as Hazar Dinari, was bought by whom? So the answer is more than one of the above. So what are the options here? That Malik Kafur, also known as Hazar Dinari, was bought by whom? Alauddin Khilji, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Nusrat Khan, or more than above? So it's more than above, right? So in which of the following, here the Bihar State Hydroelectric Power Corporation was established is 1982. Who wrote new lamps for the old? New lamps for the old is Aurobindo Ghosh, right? Okay, so what was the theme of the International Olympic Day 2024, which is celebrated every year on 23rd June? So it's let's move and celebrate. So who was the president of Indian National Congress, and Patna session held in 1912? So it's R.N. Madhukar. Next question is what? What is the 14th term of the sequence here? Is 38, right? So next question is what were the shares of the agriculture industry and services sectors in overall GVA current price in financial year 2024 according to the economic survey 2023 to 2024? So it's 17.7%, 27.6%, and 54.7%, right? Moving to the next question is here, in which city of Bihar the recently inaugurated National Dolphin Research Center is located? So it's Patna. So here, in which city of Bihar, the recently inaugurated National Dolphin Research Center is located? Where? So it's in Patna, right? So which of the following are the constituents of a soda acid fire extinguisher? So it's dilute sulfuric acid and sodium bicarbonate solution. Next question is what, which of the following, bacterial diseases that is called as, splenic fever? First is typhoid, second is anthrax, third is cholera, and fourth is none of above, right? None of these, whatever else. So here the answer is anthrax, right? So what was the question here? Which of the following bacterial diseases that is called as splenic fever? So splenic fever is what? Anthrax. Next question, that where was the Japan-India bilateral maritime exercise that we called JIMEX 24 held this year? So it's Yokosuka, Japan. So here Ramakrishna Mission was founded by Swami Vivekanand in 1897, right? Ramakrishna Mission was founded by Ramakrishna Mission was founded by Swami Vivekanand in 1897. Okay, next question is what here? It's a reasoning question. So next, move on. So which of the following radiation is used to get relief from body X? So it's infrared radiation. Next question is what, which of the following was the capital of Kera dynasty? So it's Karur, right? Next question is what here, the book critical of the British policy, Garib Hindustan was banned in Bihar in 1930 by the British, was written by Muhammad Wali Hassan. Next, I will again repeat it that the book here critical, the book critical of the British policies, Garib Hindustan was banned in Bihar, in 1930 by the British, was written by Muhammad Wali Hassan. So what is the contribution of agriculture, in the gross domestic product that we call GDP? GDP full form is what? Gross domestic product of Bihar. So it's 26%. Okay, next question is what here, by how much did the female labor force participation rate increase from 2017 to 2018 to 2022 to 2023 according to the National Sample Survey Office, that is called NSSO? So it's from 223.3% to 237%. So which country took over the chairmanship of BRICS on January 1st 2024? So it's Russia. So here, which one of the following is an example of melamine used for making floor tiles? So it's thermosetting plastic. 53 is what here, that which of the following is the cause of rural to urban migration in India? So all of this. So here, which of the following is the cause of rural to urban migration in India? So it's high labor demand in cities, unbalanced rural urban development to few jobs in rural areas, right? All of this. So according to the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, what is the forecast for headline inflation in financial year 2024-25? So it's 4.5%. Okay, so the 100 years of Indian National Congress, that we call INC, the 100 years of Indian National Congress in Bihar was edited by B.B. Mishra. Okay, next question is what, in which organism does spore formation occur as a mode of reproduction? So it's fungi. Next question is what here, when did Britishers shifted the capital? It's in 1911, right? So here Jozila Tunnel will connect which of the following places? So it's Srinagar to Leh, Srinagar and Leh, right? So here next question is what, who is the author of the autobiography I Have the Streets, a Kutti cricket story? So it's R. Ashwin and S. Monga. The question I will again repeat that, who is the author of the autobiography, I Have the Streets, a Kutti cricket story. So it's Ravichandran Ashwin and R. Monga. Okay, so where was the 13th, ministerial conference of World Trade Organizations, that we call WTO, is Abu Dhabi. Which one of the following rivers is different from the others, right? So it's Narmada. Okay, which of the following is the first artificially prepared element? So it's Tc. So what is the full form of CGTMSE? CGTMSE. So the answer is what? Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises. Who gave the slogan "Do or Die" and when? Gandhiji, gave the slogan "Do or Die," during Quit India movement, Bharat Chodo Andolan, right? So which of the following is the fluid part of the blood? So it's plasma. Okay, so consider the following about Ajivika sect. Here A, B, D are correct. So here let's go from the option of A, that Makhani Gosala was its most important leader. Central idea of the philosophy was niyati, that is fate. Okay, the discrimination on the basis of caste and class. The Ajivikas had regular sabhas for meeting. So it's ABD, that means what? A is Makhani Gosala was its most important leader. B is what here? Central idea of the philosophy was niyati, that is fate. And D is what? D is Ajivikas had regular sabha for meeting, right? Next is what here? That which of the following minerals occurs in the Minas Gerais province of Brazil? So it's bauxite and ore, right? So bauxite and ore. So both of these are applicable, right? Both of these are applicable in this Minas Gerais province of Brazil, right? You can easily understand that both of the answer are correct in it. Out of this four, bauxite, iron ore, mica and coal, so both of it can applicable for it. That which of the following minerals occurs in the Minas Gerais province of Brazil? So it's bauxite and iron ore. Okay, so the first Hindi daily newspapers to be published in Bihar was Sarva Hitesi, whatever you pronounce is a different thing. The answer is Sarva Hitesi, right? So here the first Hindi daily newspaper to be published in Bihar was Sarva Hitesi. Okay, so which of the following has highly elongated elliptical orbit? So its elliptical orbit is what? Comet. Okay, so in February 1, 1996 is Wednesday. What date is March 3, 1996? So it's Saturday. Okay, so you name the place where Donald Trump was speaking at an election rally, when an alleged shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks shot and injured him, right? So it's Pennsylvania is the answer. So here what is the position of India in manufacturing of mobile phones in 2023? So it's second, right? Next question is which of the following cities is located along the side of river Seine? So it's Paris. So here, according to the Reserve Bank of India, what is one of the eligibility criteria for a small financial bank that we call SFB, to transition into a universal bank? So the answer is minimum net worth of 1,000 crore. So here, Swadeshi Sevak Home is Vancouver. United India House is settled. Okay. Yugantar Ashram is San Francisco. INA or Azad Hind Force is Rangoon. So when did Muslim League observed Direct Action Day? So it's 16 August 1946. So here in June 2024, which city was named India's first UNESCO City of Literature? So it's Kozhikode. Which so here, what is the structure, and function unit of life? What is the structural and function unit of life? So it's cell, right? So this is the actual question of that question is what? It's mathematical question. So there is a need of solution. So right now I'm not capable. So I will go through with this only, right? So which one is not included in the budget priorities in pursuit of Vikasit Bharat in Union Budget 2024 to 2025? So it's sustainable development, right? Okay, so which of the following drainage system drains the land of Bihar? So is Ghagra. Okay, so consider the type of land according to the Amar Kosha. So here the answer is more than one of the above. So here according to the Amar Kosha, it's Urvara fertile Urvara fertile, Meru desert, Sadwala grassy, and Devmatrika watered by rain, right? So here next question is what? Under article 243J, which of the following can make provisions to the maintenance of accounts by panchayat? So it's state legislature, right? So here which of the following is a non-contact force? So it's the magnetic force is a non-contact force. Motorcycle is related to battery in the same way as life is related to sun. Like motorcycle is related to the battery, in the same way life is related to the sun, right? So consider the following about the king Praveer Sena. So the answer is what here? That more than one of the above. So here the real founder of no, it's not the question. Okay, fine. So consider the following about the king Praveer Sena. Right, so King Praveer Sena has here, he was the real founder of, Vakataka dynasty. His empire extended from, Bundelkhand, in north to Hyderabad in south. He succeeded his father King, Vindhya Shakti. He is mentioned in Puranas. Okay, so here 88th question here that Free Hindustan, Taraknath Das. Okay, Indian opinion here, Mahatma Gandhi. Voice of India, Dada Bhai Naroji. Bengali is Surendranath Banerjee. So here this, okay, fine. In which of the following freestyle weight category Aman Sehrawat become the first Indian male wrestler to qualify to qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympic at the World Wrestling Olympic qualifiers Turkey in May 2024. So it's 57 kg, right? So here which of the following districts of Bihar has the highest percentage of scheduled tribes population in 2011 census? So it's Katihar. Next question is what? Which sector received the highest allocation in the Bihar budget 2024 to 2025? So it's the which sector received the highest allocation in Bihar budget 2024 to 25? So it's education, right? So here choose the group of letters which is different from others. So it's PSVX. That's a reasoning question. So yeah, which of the following corundum and cryolite are important ores? So here corundum and cryolite are important ores of aluminium. So here what is the eligibility age after the change made in March 2024 for senior citizens to vote by postal ballot? So it's 85 years. In which of the following states of India has major reserves of coal? So the answer is all of the above. So here which of the following states of India has major reserves of coal? So first is Jharkhand, second is Chhattisgarh, third is Odisha. So which two words have been incorporated in preamble by 42nd amendment? So it's secular and socialist. So in which Lok Sabha seat one of India's particularly vulnerable tribal groups that we call PVTGS Sompe tribe for the first time exercised, for democratic right to vote in April 2024? So the answer is Andaman and Nicobar, right? So here, what was the per capita net state domestic product, at the current prices for Bihar for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023 based on the, year 2011 to 2012. So it's 54,111, right? So which of the following centers in Bihar, is obviously proposed to developed under, Vishnupad Yojana for the promotion of tourism in Union Budget 2024? So is Gaya, right? So 100 question is what, Khaksar Inayatullah, Masriki. Next is Socialist Party, Jayaprakash Narayan. Independent Labour Party, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Forward Bloc, Subhash Chandra Bose, right? Next question is what here, 101 question is what here, that before his appointment, as a judge of the Supreme Court of India in July 2024, Justice Ann Koteswar Singh was the Chief Justice of which High Court? So Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court, right? So here, the Sikh pilgrimage site here, Takhat Shri Hari Mandir Ji Patna Sahib, which is, considered as the second holiest Takhat, is located at Patna. So here Bihula festival is celebrated especially in which one of the following districts in Bihar, usually in the month of August each year? So it's Bhagalpur. So here, which of the following is the resistance of the wire? So resistance of the wire is what? R equals to V by I. So which article of the Constitution, restrict a member of parliament to hold the office of prophet? So 102 1A. Okay, next question is what? Which of the following, great ruler founded, Haryak Vansh in ancient Bihar? So it's Bimbisar. Which one of the following is about, Ruchira Kamboj, who was the first woman, to become the Indian ambassador to the United Nations, who retired recently, is true? So the answer is what here, that, answer is she held the position of permanent representative of India, to UNESCO president. So what was the question here? I will again try to repeat it. That which one of the following is about Ruchira Kamboj, who was the first woman to become the Indian ambassador to the United Nations, who retired recently, is true? Is what? She held the positions of permanent representative, of India to UNESCO Paris. Next question is what? Which of the following here exothermic processes? Okay, so the answer is what here? 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3 is the answer here. Okay, so 2 and 3 is what here? Which of the exothermic processes? So 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3. Okay, so it's a dilution of an acid H2SO4, right, and the reaction of the water with quicklime, right? Okay, let's move it. What is the object of cut motion in Parliament? So to move the proposal of reduce, to move a proposal, to reduce expenditure in the budget proposal. Okay, next question is who presented the Bihar budget 2024 in the State Assembly? So the answer is what? Shri Samrat Chaudhary, right? When did the new province Bihar came into force during British rule? So it's March 1912, right? So what when did the new province Bihar came into force during British rule? So it's March 1912, right? So who headed the Royal Commission of Indian currency appointed in 1913? So J.M. Keynes. Which of the following is the value of solar constant? So it's 1.4 kilometer per meter square. Which of the following was not one of the features of the Government of India Act 1935? So appraisal of the Act of 1935. So what is the position of representation of Anglo-Indian community in Lok Sabha? So nomination of them, has been done away with by 104th constitutional amendment. Okay, next question is what? Which community, was categorized as scheduled caste, SC by 2015, Bihar's government notification, which was totally quashed, in July 2024 by the Supreme Court ruling the states cannot make change, to the SC scheduled caste list published under Article 341 of the Constitution. Stanti Tantva, who won the men's single, title at the French Open Tennis Tournament 2024? So the answer is Carlos Alcaraz. Okay, who among the following, achieved the distinction of being the first Indian mountaineer to scale, Mount Everest and Mount Lords twice in one season? So it's Satyadeep Gupta. What is the sex ratio, in Bihar as per the census 2011 of India? So it's 918. 918 is the sex ratio, in Bihar as per the census 2011 of India. Right. So which of the following, the chlorophyll in photosynthesis is used for? It's absorbing light. Okay, so your next question is what? The political strategy struggle, true struggle STS came into prominence with call for Quit India. Okay, during the Quit India movement, parallel national government obviously was established at many places. Which of the following is not correctly matched? And so here, Rayati Sarkar Kheda Gujarat is not correct, but here Prati Sarkar Satara Maharashtra is correct. Praja Mandal Talchar Odisha is correct. Jati Sarkar Tamluk Bengal is correct. Which of the following is equivalent to Tesla? So it's Newton per ampere meter. So which dynasty ruled Magad, Bihar after Shishunag dynasty? Which dynasty ruled Magad, Bihar after Shishunag dynasty? Is Nanda Vansh. It's Nand Vansh. Okay, fine. So among the following, who has been Speaker of Lok prior to his election as President of India? So it's Neelam Sanjeeva Reddy. When did Bihar state introduced the green budget for the first time? So green budget for the first time is financial year 2020 to 19. Okay, next question is what? Manvi Madhu Kashyap recently became the Bihar's first transgender of sub-inspector of police, right? Okay, which of the following is a Zaid crop? So it's fodder. So here, Shreyasi Singh, member of Legislative Assembly who has represented India in shooting in Paris Olympics 2024, was elected from which constituency in Bihar? So it's Jamui, right? So what was the chief economic foundation, of the triangular commerce between India, China, and England? So it's opium. Which of the following is the full form of PCRA? PCRA full form is what? Petroleum Conservation Research Association. Next question is what? In October 1943, Subhash Chandra Bose set up a provisional government for free India, which was recognized by how many countries including Japan? So it's 9. So here, what is the title of the film by Payal Kapadia, for which she became the first Indian filmmaker to win the Grand Prix award at the Cannes Film Festival in May 2024? So all we imagine as light. Which part of alimentary canal receives the bile from liver? So it's small intestine. So here, Indian national flag was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on which date? So the Indian national flag was adopted by Constituent Assembly on which date? So it's 22nd July 1947. size of council of ministers, has been restricted to 15% of membership of Lok Sabha by which constitutional amendment? So here 91st amendment. So here, who is the winner of the prestigious, Goldman Environmental Prize 2024 from the region of Asia? So is Alok Shukla, India. Okay, under the Royal Titles Act, Queen Victoria became the Empress of India in 1877. Okay, which of the following pairs, which give displacement reaction? So is AgNO3 solutions and copper metal. Next question is what the Andes, extends along which of the following? So it's west coast of South America. Next question is what by which time, a general has returned an ordinary bill, to the concerned state legislature for, reconsideration. Again, I will repeat, that by which time, governor has returned an, ordinary bill to the concerned state, legislature for reconsideration. So it's no time limit. What is the current profession, of the young UP women, Aarti, who was, conferred the Amal Colony Women's Empowerment Award by the King, Charles III in May 2024. So e-rickshaw driver, right? So here the process of breaking down organic matter by microorganism is called decompositions. So here, who among the following Indian capitalist, who was not the architect of Bombay Plan? So is Dhirubhai Ambani. So here, which country became the first to bring, soil from the dark side of the moon in June 2024? So it's China. Next question is what is the name, of the one long cattle, fair organized at the, confluence, right, of the Ganga and Gandak rivers? So it's Sonepur Mela. So here, who decided the disqualification of members of the State Legislative Assembly for matters other than, those in the 10th schedule of the Constitution? So it's Governor and State Election Commission, right? Next question is what? Which of the following is a major cause of air pollution? So it's burning of fossil fuel is a major cause of, air pollution. So major cause of air pollution is what? Burning of fossil fuels. Munger Hilly region is a part, of which of the following, physiographic region? So the physiographic region is what? Southern Hilly region. Who was the first one to, propose a model for the structure of an atom? That J.J. Thomson, right? So this is all about the previous year question paper, of 17th 70th BPSC previous year question paper. So these are the complete, previous year question paper. So I think I hope that people and you will gonna be take the help of it, right? And it will gonna be easier, to prepare for the BPSC examination.